Herkese merhabalar. Bugün University of Nottingham temsilcisi Kiri bizlerle olacak. Üniversitenin eğitim, yaşam, konaklama şartları ve burslarıyla alakalı bize bilgi verecek. Kendisini alabiliriz.
Hi, everyone.
Hi Kiri. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. If you're ready, you can share your screen and start your presentation about University of Nottingham.
Amazing. Can I just check? Can you see my screen now? I've tried to go full screen. Maybe give it a second. Yeah, if you can just confirm that you can see my slide, I'll share again.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
We can see. But if you can do that, you can just make it bigger, full screen, because it's not now.
I'm already on full screen. Let me stop sharing and start sharing again. Maybe that will solve it. Let's try again. Really sorry for the delay, everyone. It happens sometimes with
It's okay.
This share. Let me go full screen again. Can you see the full screen?
Unfortunately. Just a second.
No.
Yeah, you can. Okay. You can continue if you want.
Oh. I don't know if I can just share the slides directly. What if I just, because I've got this in a PDF. Just give me a quick second. Just to help you view of the slides a little bit bigger, if that one. Recruitment efforts. My name is Kiri. Like we said, I work for the University of Nottingham, and I specifically look after our student recruitment from Turkey. No, Jen.
We can continue with the smaller screen. It's okay.
Yeah, I think we might have to go for the smaller screen. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah,
I'll try and make it as big as possible so you can read the notes. And we do have a copy of the slides for everyone to use later. All right. So next order of business is, I know a lot of you will be considering quite a few different options, and you might be thinking, why do you want to consider the UK as a study destination? To begin with, the UK has shorter length of study compared to other universities like in Turkey or like the US, only 3 years for your undergraduate degree, 1 year master's, and then PhDs can be from 3 years onwards. We do much more specialized and in-depth degrees, so we don't do the whole major minor that you may have heard from other countries of the world. We do 1 degree that you can go very much in depth into what you're looking to learn. The fees and the living expenses can be lower in comparison to some of the other English-speaking destinations, especially Nottingham. It's one of the most affordable cities in the UK. You will, of course, have access to the anything like the Stonehenge or the Big Bang or the Big Ben. So, you'll be able to really get acquainted with a British lifestyle. You will have access to a post-study work visa, so you'll be able to remain and work in the UK for up to 2 or 3 years after graduation, depending on your level of study. And of course, it's very, very close to Turkey. You can fly to the UK from Istanbul or from Ankara or from Izmir or anywhere else that you might be based in within less than 5 hours. Now, like I said, I come from the University of Nottingham, so let's do some introductions about where Nottingham is based. So the city of Nottingham is right there in that circle in the center of the UK. So about less than 2 hours away from London by train. So we do have trains and buses connecting the city. The nearest international airport would definitely be London, Birmingham, or Manchester. There is a small airport in Nottingham called the East Midlands Airport that serves you for domestic and European flight destinations. And then the university itself is about 20 minutes outside of the Nottingham city centre. We've got buses and trams running to our university. The city is quite vibrant, quite student-friendly, and quite compact, very safe, very diverse, and very friendly. To sort of like substantiate what we're talking about, there is an award called the Purple Flag Award, which signifies how friendly, diverse, and welcoming to international people a city is. And Nottingham has been receiving this award since 2010, so we do have a big legacy. The city itself, the city center, is quite walkable, so it's a compact city, like I've mentioned. It's packed with like restaurants, nightlife, museums, art galleries. We've got underground cave system, anything that you need, all kinds of amenities, from vegan restaurants to halal places, halal supermarkets. Everything is there for our students to make use of. So even though it's quite a medium-sized city, is still one of the largest cities in the UK, and there's still a lot of amenities and plenty of things for you to do. Nothing as big as Istanbul, nothing as big as Ankara, but you get the idea. For UK size-wise, it's still quite big. This is what the city centre looks like. I just want to show you some pictures. You've got the council house over there. This is a city square where we will normally put a lot of activities together. We bring water slides during summer, during winter. Like I said, you'll be able to access the UK culture, for example, experience the Christmas markets. We've got a big ice rink, a big wheel, Christmas tree. And then our city is very well known for the Robin Hood legend. And as you can see from our logo, there's actually a castle at the in the city that you can visit. Or if you wanted to take a tour of the city, you can, of course, take a tour by the medieval outlaw himself. Plenty of people dressed like Robin Hood around Nottingham. It's a very green city as well. One example I'd like to highlight, which is just right across our campus, is Wallington Hall and Deer Park. So it's a very well-known, very large park that has two different large herds of deer living there, and it's also very well known because it houses Wayne Manor, which is this big building over here that has a permanent dinosaur exhibit, for example. You can visit inside. And also it's very well known as where Dark Knight Rises was filmed, so that used to be the Wayne Manor, so where Batman used to live. Now, some information about our university. We are one of the best universities in the world, currently ranked in the top 100 of the QS rankings. We are very well known for our research. And then, of course, we are a member of the prestigious Russell Group University. What that means for you and for students in practice is that our academics not only teach, but they also produce research, which means that you will be taught by people who are at the forefront of new technologies, of new discoveries. They write a lot of articles, so you can get involved in their research as well, because sometimes they will hire students to help out with that sort of like thing. But also it also means that the kind of facilities, the kind of labs, the kind of equipment that we have is top notch, is far superior to those of non-Russell Group universities. And our academics make use of exactly the same facilities as our students. So that tells you a lot. In terms of what our student campus looks like, so we are one of the largest universities in the UK, both in terms of space, and I'll show you some pictures of what our campus looks like in a second, but also in terms of student population. So we've got almost 40,000 students studying with us from over 150 nationalities. And then approximately 10,000 of our students, so about 1 in 4 are international. We've got a thriving Turkish student community, including a Turkish society. So it's been really good company while you're on campus and after you graduate. We have 3 different campuses, all quite nearby in the UK. The signature one, the largest one that you may have seen pictures of, is called the University Park campus. It's 300 acres of parkland, and it includes a lake and then a few other facilities I want to mention in a second. So here's a few pictures of what the lake looks like. It makes up for really lovely walks, more traditional architecture in this part of our campus with, our old clock tower over there, for example. And like I said, because it's very, very green, you will stumble upon beautiful gardens like this one, which is definitely my favorite spot on campus. So this is an overview of what University Park campus looks like. All of those sports pitches that you see over here, and part of our university. The lake I've mentioned takes about 20 minutes to walk from one end of the lake to the other, so that gives you an idea of the sheer size. And University Park campus is where we house our signature sports complex, and I'll mention our reputation about sports later on in the presentation. We do have halls of residence in all 3 of our campuses, and in this campus, University Park campus, is where we teach psychology, engineering, law, and economics, and a few other of our very, very popular subjects with the Turkish students. If you see those red buildings over there, I don't know how well you can see them. That's our Jubilee campus. So not very far from University Park. It's walkable, but we do have a free university bus that connects all our campuses. Jubilee campus is more well known for its innovative architecture. It's more futuristic, it's more eco-friendly. And this is where we house our computer science, education, English language courses, and of course our business school, which again I know is very, very popular with our Turkish students. Like I said, in Jubilee, you will find different kind of architecture. For example, this is one of our libraries, hexagonal in shape, and you can walk around it in a spiral, so you can get a 360 view of the surrounding. Just behind it, you've got the business school, some of our teaching facilities and study spaces. We've got an innovation center. This is our computer science labs. And again, an overview. This still includes a smaller lake, our enterprise center, a hotel on campus, and so on, and still some more sports facilities. Lastly, about 20 minutes away from University Park in the countryside, we've got our Sutton Bonington campus, which is very well known for its high-tech facilities. It's in the countryside by the nature of the courses that we teach there. So a lot around biosciences, veterinary medicine, and then sciences like nutrition, which again, a very, very popular course with our Turkish students. So there you will find facilities like our brewing science lab. So we make our own beer on campus, and then we produce beer that is, from some very well-known brands, just to ensure the quality throughout the UK is consistent. And then because of the nature of the courses that we teach there, you'll find plenty of greenhouses, a farm with horses, goats, cows, and then a food market occasionally. And as you can see, very, very green, but quite easy to get there. We still have accommodation for the students who are studying in that campus if they want to stay there. But accommodation-wise, you have the option to stay at any kind of hall that you prefer. Like I mentioned, getting between our campuses is very easy. We do have the free university bus. It runs from very early in the morning, from 8 o'clock in the morning, up until very late at night, around 11-ish. So you will never get stranded in any of the campuses in case you're at a different campus at the library studying late, or if you're visiting friends. I've mentioned accommodations, and I wanted to let you know that for international students, we do guarantee accommodation for the duration of your course, as long as you put us down as your firm university choice, and as long as you apply by our deadlines. So we do have an accommodation guarantee. I find that for international students, especially those studying bachelor's degrees, undergraduate courses, even though we guarantee it for all 3 years of study, most students will go into accommodation in the first year, university accommodation. It can be easier for you to make friends. Logistically, it will be less of a hurdle. You will need a UK guarantor, as you will need with private landlords. You wouldn't be asked to pay everything up front. You can pay in installments. So we do advise you considering our university accommodation, just because we have teams in place to look after you and to ensure that you're integrating well and you're making friends. In terms of your options, undergraduate students can live in either self-cater or cater halls. So that's where you have your breakfast and dinner provider and a range of lunch options. And then for postgraduate students, you can live in a self-cater hall where you have a really big kitchen where you share that with other students. In terms of other things to consider, we also have what we call ensuite and shared bathroom halls as well. So whether you want your own private bathroom or not, a typical bedroom will look like the one in the picture. You have your own bed, your own study space, like I mentioned, potentially your own bathroom, Some of our rooms will have their own fridge as well. Definitely a wardrobe, access to the internet, and like I've mentioned, plenty of support to help you make friends and make your university experience more sociable. Now, up to the important things of how do you get access to a university. So academic requirements, what we need from you from your previous study. Depending on which school, which high school you're attending in Turkey, we may ask you to go through a foundation year. This is because in Turkey you've got 12 years of schooling, while in the UK we've got 13 years of schooling for the students doing A-levels. So sometimes, depending on the school that you come from, we will ask you to do one extra year, what we call a foundation program, for you to bring your knowledge up to the right level. Good news is that we do offer a foundation program through our foundation provider called Kaplan at the Nottingham International College, which is right across our campus, so very, very easy for you to access. But from my experience, most students from Turkey who apply to us and who are considering studying in the UK do come mainly for private high schools, so they will most likely will be on our approved list of schools where we accept students for direct entry. So those will be the students that will then need foundation. Our agents, so like SIUK, for example, do have a copy of our list. If you wanted to drop me an email to check if your school is on our list, please feel free to. But if you do come from one of the schools on our list, and usually those will be the schools that may be teaching an international curriculum as well, then you'll be able to skip foundation. For the students from these schools, we will look at your lycée diplomacy grades. Be careful, the University of Nottingham only looks at the final year requirements. Some universities will look at all four. So around a 75 to 78% and above will meet the requirement for 90% of our courses. And if you're also studying any international qualifications, A-levels, IB, APs, that means we will also make you two offers, one based on your lycée diplomacy and one based on your international qualifications. So you'll have double the chances of getting admitted, because you can meet either or. You don't necessarily have to meet both of them. For the students interested in masters, we do accept degrees from a wide range of Turkish universities. We'll mainly be after a 2-1 for the majority of our courses. That will be equivalent of a GPA of 3 and above. For some of the most prestigious universities in Turkey, like your Middle Eastern Technical University, Ankara University, Istanbul University, Koç, and so on, we will make some allowances. We'll show some more flexibility with the GPA, so I still do encourage you to apply. And then please, if you're interested in a PhD, I know a lot of you may be looking to sponsorship from the Turkish government, for example, please come and speak to us. I'll be able to share some more information with you then. Beyond your academics, so beyond needing to see a copy of your transcripts, for example, the other core requirement we'll have will be an English language requirement. This is because it's a home office, it's an immigration requirement for us to be able to prove to the UK Immigration Office that you can cope with the English language, you can cope with our courses. We accept a range of qualifications, anything from IELTS, TOEFL, if you've done IGCSE or GCSE English, IB English. We do have equivalences on our website. Please have a look, or drop me an email if you want some more information. Usually a requirement would range from an IELTS of 6 to 7.5, depending on the course and depending on how good your English language ability needs to be. Now, I don't know if we've got any parents in the call, but this is mainly for the parents' information. And that will be more around your financial investment. Nottingham is one of the most affordable and economically friendly cities, like I've mentioned. So cost of living wise is significantly lower to those of the other big cities like London and Manchester and Birmingham, even though we're still one of the largest cities in the UK. We're top 7th, 8th largest city in the UK. I will advise you for about £1,000 to £1,200 per month, about £500 to £600 for accommodation, and we're talking about decent accommodation, which is, I will say, at least half of what you're looking to pay in London, and then about £500 to £600 for your personal expenses per week. It will, of course, depend on your own lifestyle as well. In terms of our fees, I just wanted to caveat that we are a little bit on the upper affordability bracket, so you will find that our fees are a little bit more expensive. This is because we're one of the best universities in the UK. This is because of our research, of your ability to access amazing facilities, academics who are at the forefront of what they do, and of course, the return of investment is there through employability. We do have a small amount of scholarships as well that we give out specifically to students from Turkey. So for undergraduate students, we will give you an award between £2,000 to £6,000 in your first year of study, or £4,000 and £8,000 for master students. Some of our courses have their own scholarships as well, like computer science, business school, up to, I think computer science is the most generous one. It can go up to 50%. All of our scholarships, however, are competitive, and you need to make an application for them once you receive an offer from us. The other thing to point out is that we do have a small amount of sports scholarships as well. We've had students from Turkey who received sports scholarships in the past, but we are looking for elite athletes who are competing at the national level and above, and our scholarships can be of up to £10,000 for those students. For the master's students, we do have a number of external scholarships as well. For anyone who's looking to apply for masters for this year, we are offering one British Council Great Scholarship of £10,000 to a Turkish student specifically. You do have about 1 more month to go to apply. And then, of course, that scholarship may come back again next year, hopefully. And then every single year you can apply to the Chevening Scholarship as well. It's on 100% scholarship from the UK and Foreign Commonwealth Office. Please come and speak to me about that as well. I'm very happy to share more information. The only kind of deposit you're looking to pay is if you're a master's student, you do have to pay what we call a cash deposit before you start your studies. And then if you're a business school master's students, there's an additional course deposit as well. But beyond that, you don't have to worry about your fees. You don't have to pay tuition accommodation until you actually arrive to university in September, and you can pay your tuition fees in up to 3 installments throughout the year. So you don't have to make a big lump sum upfront payment. I know the numbers and the cost can seem daunting, but I've mentioned this before. Return of investment will come through your employability. And good news is we're one of the best universities when it comes to our students getting jobs, especially in the UK. We're the second most targeted university by top employers in the UK for quite a few years now. So that means we've got really, really good links with industry, and we're very well known among graduate employers. We've got an excellent careers and employability service that can offer you support free of charge, so you don't have to pay anything, and I will encourage you to make use of them and access them from very early on. They can offer you anything from one-to-one counselling appointments and advice, whether you don't know what kind of sector you want to go in, what kind of companies to look into. They will help you build your skills through workshops. They will help you write your very first CV by UK standards. So like no pictures, for example, in a UK CV, 2 pages long rather than 1 page compared to a US resume, all those like little things that you want to be aware of. They will do recruitment fairs. They will do events to introduce you to alumni, employers, recruiters. And of course, they will be offering interview preparation and assessment center simulators for any of those of you who want to practice a little bit more before a big interview day. As an international student in the UK, you can work up to 20 hours per week during term time. So for undergraduate students, that will be from September to June. For master students, that will be all 12 months of duration of your course. So during summertime, you're still during term time. So that means you can supplement your income, you can build your work experience in the UK, and then again, you can have something valuable to put on your CV even while as a student. We do have a website called Unitemps, University Temporary Roles, where we advertise more than 5,000 roles throughout the year for the students who want to work on our campus, for example, either as a barista in one of our hotels. Within our courses, we're always looking for like ambassadors, people to help out with admin, that sort of like thing, campus tour people. So that's another way of you supplementing your income. But like I said, building those skills, because those are what employers want to hear from you: your ability to time manage, your ability to lead a team, your ability to have interests outside of your studies. Beyond that, after graduation, you will have access to the graduate visa. That's 2 years for any students who've done an undergraduate or a master's degree, and 3 years for any PhD students. Careful there, you can only activate your graduate visa once. So I will always advise doing that at your highest sort of like academic level. So if you're planning on doing masters, I will advise you to only do it after you finish both your bachelor's and your master's, just because you'll be at your most employable at the time. And then we do offer plenty of support with our visa and immigration team on how to transition your visa into student visa, into graduate visa as well. Lastly, university is not just all about studying. It's about having fun. It's about discovering yourself. It's about developing your own skills and, finding out new hobbies. And like I said, those are exactly the kind of things that employers will want to hear from you as well. I've mentioned that we are one of the largest universities in the UK, which also means we've got one of the largest students' union. We host over 300 student-run clubs and societies and 75 sports clubs. So you can choose from anything from music, dancing, board games, Quidditch, traveling. We've got a tea appreciation society, a Taylor Swift society, a skydiving society, lots of international and cultural societies, so an Islamic society, Turkish society, opportunity to travel across the UK and get to know the country a little bit better. And that's why we always keep Wednesday afternoons free for you to explore those extracurricular activities. And we do, because we also do believe that, it will help your studies as well if you can escape all the studying occasionally and have a little bit of fun. A very big hobby for a lot of our students on campus will actually be sports, and that's because we're one of the best universities of sports in the UK, if not the best ones. A lot of our students will play competitively, but we've got a lot of Olympians, a lot of national level students on our campus, athletes on our campus, but a lot of our students will just play for fun as well. So you'd be very welcome to join competitions, join tournaments against other UK universities, against other Nottingham teams, or you can just go and join some of our sports clubs for fun. The one thing I want to highlight is our David Ross Sports Village, and we call it a village because of the sheer size of our facilities there. Like I've mentioned, we do have facilities across all 3 different campuses, but our David Ross Village in University Park is definitely the largest. It includes anything from a 200-station fitness suite, a climbing wall, a swimming pool, a martial arts dojo, the one and only all-glass station squash court in the UK, outdoor sports pitches, an elite athlete zone. I do my yoga there, do my spinning there, so a lot of exercise classes, a regular gym. So it's just another way for you to socialize. But like I said, we do have that legacy of being the best university for sports in the UK. If you walk into our sports facilities, you see all the trophies we've ever won, our accolades, and it makes your university feel a little bit more American, I will say, in that sort of way. In terms of next steps, and I know I've been speaking for quite a while, so I'm quite keen to answer some questions as well. I will encourage you to have a look on our website to search for our courses. You will find our academic entry requirements there. And then if you need to get in touch, please do get in touch with myself via the international office email address. I will also pop my direct email address in the chat with you as well. You can contact our accommodation team and our visa and immigration team with anything else that you need. And then, like I always say, we do encourage you to work with one of our agents as well. It's free of charge for you, but then you can gain additional support by having someone who regularly helps students apply to university. They can offer you counseling, and of course, most importantly, they can offer you some support when it comes to the time of you applying to your student visa. So yeah, this is all from me. Thank you so much for paying attention. I hope I haven't overwhelmed you, but I'm very happy to answer questions and help with anything else that you may need.
Thank you, Kiri, for all the information. I guess you highlighted all the entire details, but there are still some questions. If you want, I can ask you. The first one is related accommodation. How far university accommodation options to campuses?
Yeah, so now our accommodation is on campus. Sorry, I should have mentioned that probably when I showed you the map. So you will find accommodation in University Park, Jubilee, and Sutton Bonington campus. So the furthest one away will be a 15 to 20 minute walk, but some of our accommodation will actually be very, very close to our teaching facilities, like 2 to 3 minutes walk. Depends where your course is being taught, and also depends which accommodation you go for. We do have a small number of halls a little bit outside of campus as well. But even if you need to use public transport, it wouldn't be more than 10 to 15 minutes on a bus. But like I said, we also do have the free university shuttle bus that connects all 3 universities. So in terms of accommodation, again, you can use that to commute from one campus to the other. Like I've mentioned, the furthest one away would be Sutton Bonington. That wouldn't be more than 20 to 25 minutes. But for the rest of them, you're looking for no more than 10 to 15 minutes, either walking or on a public bus.
That's perfect. And the second question is also related to accommodation. Can couples stay at the university accommodation together, like families or maybe boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah. We do have a very small number of family accommodation. If someone is interested in that and they have already applied, please drop me an email, because it works much better if we just contact the accommodation team directly about them. I know they sell out quite quickly, because it's, like I said, it's a very limited number of places available. Demand outstrips our supply, essentially. And in that situation, and I will always advise, sometimes for families it might be better to live in the nearby areas. There's quite a few residential areas near the university, so depending on the course, I'm very, very happy to also advise on suitable areas, depending on school districts if you need them, or what kind of accommodation you can look in terms of like studios, house shares, and so on, what kind of prices you're looking at, and then give you some tips in terms of like booking private accommodation, how to avoid scams, what to expect, what kind of like taxes you can avoid by being a student, that sort of like thing.
Thank you. And the third one is related scholarship. Which courses are available for great scholarship?
We don't have a limitation for the grade scholarship. So for every single master's course, we can accept you and you can make an application. So no limitations when it comes to the grade scholarship. I don't think we've got any Commonwealth scholarships for Turkey, but it's usually certain other scholarships that have courses limitations. For the British Council grade 1, there's no limitation in terms of your preferred course of study. We're just looking for someone who is willing to then return back to Turkey and act as an ambassador, both for the university but also for UK education as well. So if you can just make a link through that, the application questions will pretty much lead you to give us the answers to the kind of person that we're after.
That's really great. But how many places do you have for this scholarship?
It's only one, I'm afraid. So I will say it's less competitive compared to our Postgraduate Excellence Award, because that the pot of money that we have is for both Turkey and Middle East. And obviously you're competing with a larger number of students. Not all students will apply for the scholarships, but you don't lose anything. You can apply to both. The one caveat there is that we wouldn't give a double award, so wouldn't give you both, because we try to give as many scholarships to as many students as possible, but you can apply for both, and then depending on your application, we will inform you which one you may receive. But Great British Council Scholarship, 1 place. Postgraduate Excellence Award, that's one that we also mainly look a little bit at your previous academic grades as well. For that one, we've got several ones going, so it's still competitive. Not everyone will get it, but we're looking for more than just a few handful ones.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, if I want to visit your campus before application procedure, how can I do that? Should I make a booking for it?
Yes. So we do have our regular open days 3 times a year, but I know sometimes for our Turkish students, those doesn't always coincide with your holidays. For international students alone, what we do offer is bespoke campus tours with one of our student ambassadors. So if you give me a quick second, I will just get the link for you, because I think sometimes it's a little bit hard to uncover. For you to book a campus tour if you wish, all we need to know is when you're looking to travel to the UK, give us a date and time of when you want to be in our campus. Add in the notes what kind of course you're interested in, so we can tell our ambassador to take you specifically to see those buildings if it's possible. And then if we can match you either with another Turkish student or with someone who's studying a course similar to yours, to the one that you're interested in, then again, they can give you a few more additional information. But then, yes, we're very, very happy to accommodate campus tours in person anytime throughout the year, as long as you give us a couple of weeks of a head start. And also throughout the year, again, you can chat online with some of our current students if you have questions. And if you do need us to make an interaction with some of our academics, if you have more in-depth questions about the course content, for example, again, we're very, very happy to do that as well.
Thank you so much. The questions are done. You will share the link, right? Okay.
I will, just a quick second to grab it for our students. There we go. And just to say, I will be, sorry, SIUK team, I know I'm sprinting in on you without having emailed you, but I will be visiting Turkey in the next 2 weeks. So I'm looking at booking my plane tickets in the next few days in early May. So if any students want an in-person consultation, again, please do get in touch. We regularly attend events. We're regularly there. We can speak to you in person. I'll be trying to visit the SIUK offices as well. So please do let us know if you would like any additional information and or put everything in an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with any other questions that you may have. So for the
Yes, we have some offer holders.
Sorry, just getting the link.
UG and PG, maybe they can
Well, for the
ask
offer
some
holders,
questions.
actually, I'll so I'll just put the tours link in the chat. But just to also say, for offer holders, you'll be getting an email from me in the next few days. One, we do have have set up a WhatsApp group specifically for our offer holders from Turkey to help you get to know each other and connect with each other in advance. And then two, the reason I'm coming to Turkey in 2 weeks from now is I will do a larger presentation with everything that you need to know about university. So it will be slightly different to this one that you've seen. So we will cover anything that you need to know in terms of like how to travel to Nottingham, what to pack with you, how to sort out your visa, what you need to pay, all those sort of like details. I'll be coming in Turkey and covering with our offer holders then, just because I appreciate it can be a very daunting experience, especially if this is your first time in the UK, you don't know what to expect. And we'll be covering several information sessions through webinars from now until the end of summer as well. So even if you cannot attend the session in person, don't worry, you'll be hearing from me quite regularly.
Thank you again, Kiri. I guess your presentation was very clear and effective for our students. We would like to hear from you soon and welcome you in Turkey. Would you like to add anything?
No, just to say thank you for having me, and I hope everyone has a good evening ahead. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Have a nice day to you as well.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.